Hey guys, it's me, Halloween Dan, doing a really weird little random chat today. This time, not about Halloween, we're back onto Christmas. We are fully into Christmas mode. And today, I just wanted to talk about things that I think we here in the UK do differently from you guys on the other side of the pond. I've known for some time now that an awful lot of my subscribers, an awful lot of people who like my channel and comment and all that kind of stuff come from either the US or from Canada. I'm sure there are people from other places too. Hello to you. But I know that it's probably about a 50-50 split right now. I think that about half of my subscribers are definitely from that side of the pond, and the other half are probably from here. I just thought, with that in mind, I thought it might be really fun to kind of go through some of the things that make my Christmas and the UK's Christmas very different and specific to us compared to you guys. There's a lot of things actually that I think we here in the UK do differently to you guys in the US. And so that's what this video is about. I'm just going to sort of run through some of the things that I think are very, very UK specific at Christmas. And yeah, let's get into this. So I was trying to think about the things that are going to be the most different between the UK and the US and Canada when it comes to Christmas. I'm sure there are lots of things, but again, like I say, I think we all kind of do similar things. We have different ornaments and maybe slightly different traditions. But I think that for the general part, when it comes to Christmas, we all kind of do, at least in the northwestern hemisphere, very similar things at Christmas. But then I started thinking about food. And I think it is here, in the realm of food and specifically Christmas food, that we are very different. Or there are some differences. So some of these are going to be generalizations, things that I'm not actually sure how different they really are. They're just maybe things I think are different. Some of these things are definitely different and definitely UK specific. But I want you guys to sort of interact and comment here. I want you to sort of let me know, no, that's not different. Yes, we do that as well. Just let me know if I say something and it's not true. I don't mind hearing that. But these are just what I think are different. So we're going to start with Christmas dinner. I could be wrong here. This could be a generalization. But I get the feeling that you guys, at least in the US, do Christmas dinner on Christmas Eve? Question mark? I don't know. We here in the UK, Christmas dinner is a big deal. We take it incredibly seriously. Some people plan it for months in advance. We really go to town with Christmas dinner. And generally, not always, but generally, it's a turkey. So that's probably something we do very similar to one another. I think you do turkeys at Christmas as well. And with that turkey come all the trimmings, all the vegetables and different things. But here in the UK, it is tradition to do Christmas dinner on Christmas Day itself. We get up, we open our presents. Again, I know there's going to be people who are like, we don't open our presents in the morning, we open ours in the afternoon. Weird, to be fair, but fine, okay. Generally, people in the UK get up, they open their presents. Ooh, isn't this lovely? And then immediately, boom, straight into cooking a Christmas dinner. It's a big thing. We take it incredibly seriously to varying degrees of effectiveness. But that Christmas dinner, like I say, it can consist of whatever you want. Generally and traditionally though, it's a turkey dinner. So you have a turkey with lots of different kinds of vegetables. Everyone has their own sort of specific ones they like. In our household, we do mashed potatoes, peas, carrots, and we do roasted parsnips. Again, is that a thing elsewhere? I'm not sure. We do roasted parsnips. We only ever do them at Christmas. Sometimes with a mustard and honey glaze. Ooh, cheeky. We only do them at Christmas. We don't really do roasted parsnips the rest of the time. Roast potatoes, we do them the rest of the year, but we love a roast potato at Christmas. Is that a thing in the US? I'm not sure, but we love a roast potato. Usually a goose fat covered roast potato. Sounds disgusting, but it's delicious. I think one of the big differences, are pigs in blankets. Now I think you in the US do a version of pigs in blankets. I think though, your pigs in blankets is like a little sausage wrapped in pastry. Is that your pigs in blankets? Our pigs in blankets are little mini sausage wrapped in bacon, streaky bacon, bung it in the oven, cook it. Elite. That is elite. I'm sorry if you don't eat that. And it's only Christmas. We don't do it any other time of year. We just eat pigs in blankets and then versions of pigs in blankets at Christmas. No other time. Which is kind of sad because I really like them. Another thing we do differently at the Christmas dinner, which is not food, is something called a Christmas cracker. Now, if you've never heard of a Christmas cracker, if you're from the UK, you'll have definitely heard of a Christmas cracker. And they are a staple of a Christmas dinner table. It's not a food. It's kind of like a toy, I suppose. It's a traditional thing. It's a weird thing. And what it is, basically, I'll put some pictures up. It's basically a tube with 2 tubes at the end of that tube wrapped in like a fancy kind of wrapping paper. And inside the central tube is usually like a little paper party hat, a toy or trinket of some description, sometimes a little puzzle or something, a really, really terrible joke. There'll be as well a piece of like card with a really tiny, minute piece of like gunpowder, believe it or not, or something of that ilk on it. And the idea is each person gets one, and then just maybe, I don't know, everyone kind of does it differently, but maybe like just before dinner, just before you have something to eat, you'll turn to the person next to you and go, ooh, pull my cracker. And they grab one end, you grab the other, and you pull the cracker, and whoever, it's like a mini tug of war, and whoever comes away with the biggest section of the cracker wins the cracker, and you win the stuff inside, and it makes a little popping sound when you do it. And we all then sit there with little coloured paper hats on, believe it or not, we genuinely do, and we play with the little crappy toy that comes with it for like 10 seconds before disregarding it. And we all sit there and each read out the really terrible dad joke. And then we move on and the crackers are done for another year. And so if you've never heard of that tradition, yeah, okay. I could imagine someone from the US like walking into a British Christmas dinner and being like, why is everyone wearing paper hats? What's the popping sound? Yeah, it's really random. I think it's a Victorian thing. I'm not sure where it comes from. But yeah, we do that. Christmas crackers, they're a big part of Christmas. Now we get back to food. And this food moves away from the Christmas dinner and just is talking about generally for the Christmas period, really. So the run up to Christmas. There are specific foods and specific things that we eat here in the UK in the run up to Christmas, which I think are specific to the UK, and that without them, Christmas wouldn't be Christmas. The first one I'm going to talk about is the lovely little mince pie. Now, if you're from the US, you're probably going, mince pie? Is this one of these weird British things where you eat meat in a pie? We do eat meat in pies. We do love a meat pie, I'm not going to lie. But no, this isn't meat. It's not meat at all. What it actually is kind of like dried, chopped up fruit. It's the only way to describe it. So they call it, I don't know why they call it this, they call it mincemeat. The filling inside, you can just about see through the star. The filling inside, they call it mincemeat. And what it is like sultanas and chopped up bits of little orange dried fruit. All them sort of things mixed in like a spicy, like a cinnamony spiced, slightly spiced jelly. I don't know how to describe it. And then they bake it into a little pastry pie and sprinkle some icing sugar over the top of it. And it's called a mince pie. And I really, really like them. Not everybody likes them, but I really like them. Our house wouldn't be Christmas without a mince pie. And the other tradition alongside the mince pie, which I think again is a very British thing, is when we leave a plate out for Santa on Christmas Eve in the UK. Again, this is not everyone does this, but this is generally the tradition in the UK. We don't put no milk and cookies out. We put one of these bad boys out, a mince pie, and if you come from a household like my household, it was not a glass of milk, but a glass of sherry. That might just be because my dad really liked sherry. Again, it might be I'm not sure, is that a British thing or is that just my house? We always put a little glass of sherry or port or something out with a mince pie. And then you'd wake up in the morning and the mince pie would have a great big bite out of it. And it's delicious, it's spiced, it's sweet, it's not gross. I really like them. Then we move on to chocolates. Chocolates are really important in the UK in the run-up to Christmas because we love chocolates. We love chocolates all through the year, but at Christmas time, a whole host of chocolates that you only really see at Christmas suddenly appear on the shelves. One version of this is basically, if you go to a British supermarket anytime between Halloween and like January, what you'll see in the shops are things like this. Big tubs of chocolates. This is one version, this is Cadbury's Heroes, which is basically a tub filled with Cadbury's best-selling chocolates. That's what that is. But you also get Quality Street, which is kind of like, I want to say, slightly more market chocolate that you will see. Again, it's kind of a bit Victorian-esque. Cadbury's also do another one called Cadbury's Roses, which is very similar to the Quality Street. You get Celebrations, which are Mars Bar and Snickers and Twix and all that kind of stuff. These are a staple of British Christmases. We buy these, we keep these in our house all throughout Christmas. Most households will have at least one, if not multiple ones. It's supposed to be to share. You'll put them out on your table. Everyone sort of helps themselves. That's what it's supposed to be. We just eat them because we're greedy. But now we move on to the final chocolate. This, for me, is the king of Christmas chocolates because it's delicious. You usually only see them at Christmas, not so much anymore, but traditionally you only ever saw them at Christmas. And it's just on a whole other level of chocolate, as far as I'm concerned. And it is this. This, if you do not know, is a Terry's Chocolate Orange. Now, if you're from the UK, you don't need me to tell you what a Terry's Chocolate Orange is. Everyone in the UK will have had one of these at some point in their life. They've been around for, well, 90 years, so a very, very long time. And they are a Christmas staple. When I was growing up, you only ever saw these at Christmas. And it was the thing to have. If you didn't have a Terry's Chocolate Orange at Christmas time, then I'm not really sure it was even Christmas. Because you had to have a Terry's Chocolate Orange. They were just a Christmas staple. I don't know how else to describe it. For those of you who don't know, we here in the UK, we love an orange flavoured chocolate. We love a bit of chocolate that has a slightly orange flavour. And there's lots of different versions now. But this bad boy was the original. It is really delicious. I love them. I really do. Probably too much. I do eat them to myself. Really go. I'm going to have to hit that gym. What makes this, though, particularly great is not just that it's a chocolate that tastes a bit orangey. It is how unique it is in itself. So I'm going to do something here. I'm going to open this box. I'm not supposed to. We are supposed to be saving this for Christmas. We've got another one, but I'm going to open it. I'm going to show you what it looks like. Opening it carefully. So here it comes. Wrapped in a bit of plastic. And there it is. Terry's. And it clearly looks like a little orange. It's wrapped in an orange wrapper. It's very solid, very chunky and heavy. If you've never seen one of these before, you'll be going, well, okay, so what's so special about that? Let me show you. We'll carefully open the wrapper because I am planning to put this back. Oh. Inside is a perfect little orange of chocolate. And what you're supposed to do, give it a very gentle tap. And what you get is you go from this really big chunk, this hunk of orange flavored chocolate, and it is really orangey. You can smell the orange coming out of it. And what happens is, look, watch. Oh, it comes apart in slices. And even more clever, look, it looks like a piece of orange. Now I know you cynical people out there will be going, so what? I don't care about a chocolate that looks a bit like an orange. But when I was a kid, that was unique. You know, chocolate was just chocolate. You could get chocolate every day of the week and they were just chocolate bars and all the rest of it. And then all of a sudden at Christmas, this thing would drop and you would only see it at Christmas. And it was completely unique. It looked unique, it tasted unique. And the fact that you could take it apart in these little slices and then share it with your family or your friends, and each one could get your own little segment of chocolate. And it's really delicious. I love it. I think it's the best Christmas chocolate there is, if I'm honest. You know, I love Lindt and I love Lindor and all that stuff, but you can keep them. Keep your Lindor, keep your posh chocolate. Give me a Terry's chocolate orange any day and I'll be a happy man. Because Christmas without it, truly, for me at least, is not Christmas. And I think there's a lot of people in the UK that would agree with that statement. I think there's a lot of people in the UK who are sat right now with a Terry's chocolate orange in their cupboard that they are not eating because they're saving it for Christmas. I don't know why, because they're like £1. You can go and buy, I could go and buy like 20 right now. But there's just something about having one in your cupboard at Christmas and saving it for Christmas to share with your family at Christmas. That is special. And I don't know whether that's just really good marketing on Terry's side of things, but that is the message I take away from a Terry's chocolate orange, and it will live with me forever. Anyway guys, that's the end of this rambling, going on about food and Christmas stuff that makes things different between the US and the UK. If anything I've said is inaccurate, if you get Terry's chocolate oranges in the US, let me know. I'd love to hear. These are just my feelings, the generalisations I'm making that these things are unique to the UK at Christmas. At the same time, I'd also like to hear from you Americans, what makes your Christmas unique? What are the things that you guys do that are very US-centric, that only you guys do at Christmas? Are there particular foods that only you guys go? I want to know what a yam is. What is a yam? What's a candied yam? We don't have that. I don't know what that is. What is it? Tell me. Comment in the comment section below. Like and share and all that stuff. But tell me what a candied yam is. I really want to know. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I know this is random. It was just something I was thinking about and I thought, let's make a quick video about it that isn't that quick. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next one. Keep it spooky. Bye.